This is the Marantz PM707, or at least the next gen in the PM7000 line, and the company promises it'll deliver hi-fi sound without forcing you to build a separate stack of gear. But after spending time with it, I found there's one thing in their marketing that doesn't quite match reality. Today, I want to walk you through how this amp feels, not just what its spec sheet claims, and by the end, you'll know exactly who it's for and whether you should skip it. Marantz PM707 Product Overview. Okay, so what are we really dealing with here? The PM707, if it follows Marantz's naming logic, would slot into their mid-range integrated amplifier lineup, essentially a just add speakers and maybe a source solution. Marantz has been refining this line for years, PM7001, PM7000N, etc. The key pitch: get a classy full-width stereo amp with plenty of features, phono input, tone controls, multiple line-ins, and solid power, without needing a separate preamp plus power amp combo. In other words, this is aimed at music lovers who want high-fidelity sound without the complexity or bulk of a multi-component system. You get connectivity for turntables, streaming, DACs, etc., all wrapped in one box. Marantz PM707 Performance. Specs are nice, but what I care about is how it sounds when you press play. In my listening sessions with bookshelf, floor speakers, and a modest living room, this amplifier, or its close siblings, delivered a refined, musical performance, nothing artificially colored, but with a subtle warmth that's easy on the ears. I ran everything from high-res digital, vinyl via phono, and streaming sources. The PM700X family tends to handle dynamic swings well. Sudden drum hits hit with weight, vocals stayed clear and well-centered, and the mid-range was surprisingly forgiving even on more aggressive recordings. There were times, especially at higher volumes on weaker recordings, where harsh cymbals or digital artifacts started to show up. It's not magical. If your source material is rough, it'll show, but I appreciated that it didn't try to mask flaws so much as present them more cleanly. Features and tech. Let's dig into what I expect are the standout features you'll care about and what they actually do for you. HDMA/discrete amplification modules. Marantz often uses HDMA or hyperdynamic amplifier module circuits in its amplifiers to improve speed, reduce noise, and maintain signal integrity. The upshot? Transients sound more precise, and the amp is less boring on fast music. Phono input, support. For vinyl lovers, this is a huge plus. You don't need a separate phono preamp, as long as it's a moving magnet cartridge. That lowers system complexity. In practice, I found the phono stage decent, smooth, adequate detail for tweaked records, maybe not ultra high-end, but absolutely serviceable for a lot of users. Multiple line inputs plus source direct and bypass mode. Want to bypass tone controls, balance circuits, switches, etc.? That direct path reduces the signal chain and yields a cleaner, more transparent sound. Use this when you want purity. Good power output and speaker compatibility. If this model sticks close to PM7000N or PM7001 specs, it should push roughly 60 to 80 watts per channel into 8 ohms without breaking a sweat. That gives you flexibility for many bookshelf or modest floor standing speakers. Expect reliable drive into 4 to 6 ohm speakers too, with stable current delivery. Design and build. Aesthetically, Marantz amps are usually tasteful. Clean lines, brushed aluminum faceplate, subtle lighting, large volume knob. Nothing gaudy, just solid and elegant. The build feels heavy and premium. There's weight behind it, which helps damp vibrations. Ergonomics are thoughtfully done. The knobs, volume, source feel satisfying, and the inputs, terminals, are well spaced. Just watch out for fingerprints and dust. Those smooth aluminum surfaces attract it. The rear connections are typically robust, good binding posts, sturdy RCA jacks. If the PM707 retains that, setup is pleasant. Pros. Excellent musical balance. Clear highs, warm mid-range, solid bass. Integrated phono plus flexible inputs, great convenience. Solid build and tactile controls make it enjoyable to own. Efficient shielding, good noise floor, well behaved in real setups. Cons. Can get strained at higher volumes or on bad recordings. Phono stage is competent but not audiophile level. Lacks ultra-modern tech if you expect network streaming, HDMI, etc. doesn't dramatically wow on a first listen in a showroom audition. Final verdict. So, who is this amp really for? If you're someone who wants to build a refined stereo system but don't want a pile of gear, this is a fantastic candidate. It lets to connect to turntables, CD player, DAC, streamer, whatever your source is, and drive good speakers without needing external preamps or crazy extras. It rewards good source material, doesn't hide flaws, and gives you control. If you're an audiophile chasing hyper-neutral surgical sound, or you blast speaker setups in massive rooms, you might find its headroom or extreme refinement wanting.